days ago, Nintendo launched the brand new Nintendo Switch OLED model, and by now I'm sure you've heard all about it. It's got a beautiful, vibrant 7-inch OLED display, an enhanced set of speakers, a wider, more useful kickstand around back, 64 gigs of internal storage, and a redesigned dock with an Ethernet port. It's easily Nintendo's best Switch console to date, but it's more of an evolution than it is a revolution. So how does this new OLED model compare to the original Nintendo Switch? Is it worth the upgrade? Let's dive in and find out. Alright, so here we have the new Nintendo Switch OLED model and the original Nintendo Switch side by side. When looking at them next to each other, you'll instantly notice the difference in screen size. Gone are the days of the thick bezels on the original Switch. They're significantly shrunken down here on the new OLED Switch, and that alone makes the console look up to par in the world of tech. I've always thought the screen on the original Switch was great, but looking at the two side by side, the original does feel a bit dated. If you go back and watch my videos from around the time the Switch originally launched about 4 years ago, I always raved about how sharp things looked on the screen. I was surprised how good it was for a 720p display. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but compared with the larger, more vibrant OLED display, there's no competition. The OLED difference is real and it is incredible. If you're a handheld Switch player, you're going to especially appreciate just how good this screen makes your games look. It might even force me to actually go back and finish games in my backlog, which is something I haven't done in a really long time and something I'm kind of slacking on. The colors are incredibly vibrant, the blacks are deep, and games just pop on this screen. Nintendo's colorful art style was made for displays like this. Other than the display, the other physical difference between these two consoles is the kickstand around back. The kickstand now takes up half of the back of the console. It's a big improvement over the flimsy little stick on the original. This new kickstand also offers much greater flexibility, allowing for significantly better viewing angles and even enhanced tabletop play. The new kickstand is a significant upgrade. You'll also notice that the material that the OLED Switch is made of feels different. It doesn't feel plasticky like the original. The OLED model not only has that premium look, but also has that premium feel to back it up. The power and volume buttons along with the game card slot on top have also been redesigned a bit as well. Another difference between the two are the built-in speakers. While they aren't visually noticeable, they are significantly louder on the OLED Switch. No matter the volume, they match that beautiful new OLED screen perfectly to create an immersive experience right out of the box. They're punchy and never sound distorted no matter how loud they are. The speakers are another big upgrade on this new model. However, since both consoles have the ability to connect to Bluetooth audio devices now, these speakers aren't enough of a reason by themselves to upgrade. They're good, but you can easily grab yourself a Bluetooth speaker or a pair of wireless headphones if you have the original or even have the Lite. There's so much flexibility out there nowadays. Aside from those things, these consoles are a lot more alike than they are different, and that's a good thing. They both have removable Joy-Con, the same internal specs, aside from that internal storage bump, of course, same battery life, and basically the same weight and dimensions. They also both play the same games from the incredible Switch library and play them exactly the same whether the console is docked or undocked, which leads to the question, is it worth upgrading to this new OLED Switch if you already have a Switch? I think it really depends. If you're a person who primarily plays games docked to the big screen, you're going to find that there's really no difference here except for that redesigned dock and Ethernet port. Even still, it's the same gaming experience as the original when docked. If you're a handheld or tabletop mode player, that's a different story. The differences with the OLED Switch are much more apparent, and you'll notice those revisions as soon as you pick this new model up. From that awesome display to those louder speakers to the wider kickstand around back, this console is a solid revision to already great hardware. You can see that when you put the two side by side. The OLED Switch definitely has a more sophisticated, refined look. If these improvements sound compelling to you, then it's worth upgrading from the current model. There's nothing different spec-wise, internally, or anything like that, so the changes are what you make them. It's a major upgrade to some and a small one to others. It depends what you do and how you use your Switch. If you don't already have a Switch though and you're debating between this new OLED model and the original, I think that makes the decision even easier. This new model here, it's the way to go. The improvements are so worth the extra money, and they're so close in price anyway that for the extra money, you know, you're getting so many more features and you're getting a bit more future-proof hardware. So I think this one, it's definitely the way to go if you don't have a Switch.